It is a small, unassuming slip of paper, fragile with age and exposure, penned in two distinct hands, dated years apart. Found folded inside a rusty tin cylinder, carefully placed within a cairn of stones on the desolate King William Island in the Canadian Arctic. This single document would become the linchpin in unraveling one of history's most enduring mysteries, the fate of Sir John Franklin's lost expedition. This is the Victory Point Note, and its story is one of hubris, suffering, and the unforgiving North that consumed 129 lives. The first entry, penned in Captain James Fitzjames' confident hand and dated May 28, 1847, reads with an almost casual optimism. It details that Her Majesty's ships Erebus and Terror, under Sir John Franklin, had wintered successfully at Beechey Island in 1846-47. Crucially, it assures any future discoverer that Franklin was well, the officers and crew were in good spirits, and they had already achieved a significant feat, having navigated the unknown waters of Peel Sound. This initial dispatch presented a reassuring, almost triumphant image, suggesting all was proceeding according to the grand Victorian plan. All well, Sir John Franklin commanding the expedition, all well. For years after Franklin's ships vanished into the Arctic in 1845, search expeditions were launched, fueled by national pride, Lady Jane Franklin's tireless lobbying, and a desperate desire for news. The British public, steadfast in their belief in the superiority of their navy and technology, initially expected Franklin to simply return victorious, having charted the elusive Northwest Passage. Early searches meticulously combed known routes, clinging to any sign of life, any message that might confirm the initial optimistic narrative and put an end to the unsettling silence. It was not until 1859, 14 long years after Franklin's departure from England, that Captain Francis Leopold McClintock, commanding one of the final publicly funded searches, finally found what so many had sought. On May 19th, on the desolate west coast of King William Island, his party came across a substantial cairn. Inside, beneath a careful pile of stones, was a rusty tin cylinder containing the fateful note. The discovery was a moment of profound significance, ending years of agonizing uncertainty. The second entry, however, scrawled around the margins in Captain Crozier's stark hand and dated April 25th, 1848, tore away the illusion of success and painted a stark, horrifying truth. It stated that HMS Erebus and Terror had been deserted 3 days prior, on April 22nd, 1848, after being beset in impenetrable ice for a crushing 19 months. It shockingly revealed that Franklin himself had died on June 11th, 1847, less than 2 weeks after the first optimistic entry was penned. And perhaps most chillingly, it declared that 24 officers and men had already perished, and the surviving 105 were now attempting a desperate overland march south towards the Back's Fish River, a distant, impossible destination.
Sir John Franklin died on the 11th June 1847. Total loss by deaths in the expedition up to this date is 9 officers, 15 men?
The Victory Point Note is more than just a historical artifact. It's a masterclass in understatement and tragic irony. The first entry is a testament to the Victorian era's rigid optimism, the inherent pressure on these expeditions to project unwavering success, and perhaps a deliberate deception to maintain morale. But the second, hastily scrawled addendum reveals the vast chasm between that expectation and the brutal reality of the Arctic. It tells us not just what happened, but desperately they tried to maintain a facade of control, even as their world collapsed around them, leading to a profound shift in their self-perception.
The 1848 entry definitively ended any lingering faint hope for the survival of the main party. The image of 105 men, led by Captain Francis Grozier, attempting a desperate march over hundreds of miles of frozen, unforgiving terrain, dragging heavy supplies in small boats, was horrifying. It painted a picture of inevitable, slow doom, not glorious exploration. McClintock's subsequent searches, meticulously guided by this newly discovered note, found skeletal remains, personal effects, and chilling evidence of the retreat, tragically confirming the note's dire predictions and the utter failure of the expedition. The British obsession with the Northwest Passage was rooted in a potent mix of economic ambition, scientific curiosity, and nationalistic pride. For centuries, a navigable route through the Arctic archipelago promised a faster, safer trade road to Asia, unlocking immense wealth. Franklin's expedition was a flagship venture, equipped with the latest Victorian technology, steam engines, reinforced hulls, elaborate libraries, and 3 years of meticulously planned provisions. It was designed for triumph, a symbol of British might and ingenuity, not for the slow, agonizing defeat it ultimately faced. The sheer scale of the investment reflected the era's boundless, almost arrogant confidence in its ability to conquer nature. But the note reveals a truth far more complex than simple failure. While the official contemporary accounts cited starvation and exposure as the primary culprits, later scientific investigations, including forensic analyses of remains discovered in recent decades, paint a grimmer picture. These studies revealed high levels of lead poisoning in the bones, likely from poorly soldered food cans and the ship's water distillation system. Evidence of scurvy, tuberculosis, and possibly botulism also took their toll. It wasn't just one factor, but a horrifying cumulative convergence of environmental hostility, logistical oversights, and an unknown chemical threat, all contributing to the slow, agonizing decline of the entire crew. One of the most persistent and unsettling aspects of the Franklin story, however, is the widespread speculation and indigenous Inuit accounts of cannibalism among the desperate survivors. While early European searchers often dismissed these Inuit testimonies as mere rumor or misinterpretation, forensic analysis on human bone fragments collected from the expedition's final desperate march sites have indeed shown cuts and scorch marks consistent with deflushing and marrow extraction. This is not mere legend, but a grim, scientifically supported possibility, a stark testament to the extreme, unimaginable lengths humans will go to for survival when all other hope is lost in the face of starvation.
The popular retelling of the Franklin expedition often romanticizes it as a heroic tragedy, a grand if ill-fated adventure. But the note and the subsequent archaeological and forensic discoveries force us to peel back that romantic veneer and reveal a much darker, more agonizing story. It's not just about a few men dying in the ice. It's about 129 lives, slowly, excruciatingly extinguished by a horrific confluence of factors, each compounded by the merciless remoteness and harshness of the environment. What popular history often gets wrong is depicting a sudden, dramatic disaster. The truth was a slow, agonizing process of attrition, revealing the terrifying vulnerability of even the most well-equipped ventures when confronted by truly unforgiving nature and the limits of 19th century scientific and logistical understanding.
The Victory Point note did not answer every single question about the Franklin expedition. It did not explain the precise order of events that led to the ship's abandonment or the exact circumstances of every death. But it provided the first undeniable official proof of disaster. it irrevocably shifted the narrative from where are they to what exactly happened to them, guiding searchers to the precise location of their demise. This single piece of paper was the vital key that unlocked the frozen crypt of their fate, bringing a definitive, if tragic, conclusion to decades of global speculation and desperate searching.
In the end, the Victory Point Note is more than just a historical document. It is a profound testament to the chilling power of a single artifact. It's a compressed, almost silent narrative of ambition, immense suffering, and the indifferent, monumental vastness of the Arctic. It is a whispered confession from the absolute edge of oblivion, a final desperate attempt by men facing death to communicate a truth that no one wanted to hear. And in its stark, heartbreaking brevity, it forces us to confront the true, terrifying cost of human endeavor when pitted against the monumental, unforgiving forces of nature.